Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another NEOC Daily Report. Today, 25th May 2020. I think the team would have had a good rest, so I'm hopeful that we can deliver for the rest of the week. When we continue to look at the particulars going forward, all right, we look at the calls, and we see that the calls have been reduced significantly. That is something good. The task force continues their work in accordance with regulations. Today they visited a total of 56 businesses and engaged a total of 8 buses. And an overview of the assessment, you could see the signs of progress in the physical distancing. Distancing markers in place is improving. Passenger buses continue to comply with the regulation, and I want to thank the associations and the responsible bus service operators for doing their part. And also the approach is working with the education and the revisits. I think the reinforcement continues to help in the molding of the desired behavior that we want from the bus operators and our citizens alike. The businesses, as we look at the particulars of the regulations in terms of distance, markers, and face masks being worn, even though we are seeing a drastic drop in persons not wearing the mask, I just want to remind you that wearing your mask is part of the regulation. It is important. It's critical that you continue to do so. In transportation, the 2 persons per row and also windows being partially open, and the sanitizing continues to remain steady according to the numbers. And the personal hygiene, again, continues. We have to reinforce these things because at the end of the day, when the second wave comes, these are some of the critical things that we will have to continue practicing in order for us to mitigate the impact of the second wave. Today, the task force would have carried out an assessment at the Ministry of Education Curriculum Development Unit at Lockhart Street, whereby an exercise is going to be undertaken by the Ministry of Education in giving out tablets. I think it's some 500 tablets thereabout. So we were there ensuring that the protocols and procedures according to social and physical distancing during the COVID or during this pandemic are adhered to. The exercise went very well. And I want to acknowledge El Alfredo for donating $500 to the fight against the COVID-19 or the COVID virus. I want to thank them that still we see the corporate partnership where businesses, the small businesses, are stepping up to the plate and doing their part. I want to appeal to our civic-minded citizens and all of our residents alike to continue to support the efforts as we mitigate the impact of COVID-19 on St. Kitts and Nevis. It behoves of us, as Mr. Williams was alluding to earlier, to act responsibly and exercise that civic duty that you need to ensure that we remain resilient against this pandemic. It will come a point in time that we have to open our borders. It's going to come a point in time where we're going to have to open up more, lessen the restrictions, and it's going to come that time where that second wave is going to arrive. What are we going to do when that second wave comes? And as we keep saying to you over and over, the second wave is going to be worse than the first. I can recall when we started this journey of preparedness to respond to this impact. Person said that this will never happen, and we saw how easily it happened here in St. Kitts and Nevis. So let us remain steadfast, vigilant, and prepared to respond to that second wave when it arrives. I was able to visit the beach this weekend, and while visiting the beach, you saw that some persons were exercising the physical distancing, while others were just simply lapsing in carrying out their civic responsibility. For example, I saw a group of 10 individuals congregating together as if that everything is back to normal. We cannot approach everything as if back to normal. We have to prepare and be guided by the science and our medical professionals. So again, let me make that appeal to everyone to continue to remain vigilant in the fight against the COVID-19 virus. We look forward to later in the week. We want to visit a number of the high schools because we have fifth farmers and those who are going to be taking CAPE examinations who will need to go and do so in a physical structure. We are going to visit, make our recommendation to the Ministry of Education and facilitate that process. That's one of our main objectives for the week. Again, please, our citizens, please again act responsibly during these times. Thank you, Mr. Williams.